So Hasbro released the 212 4-pack that came with the regular 212, battalion, and waxer. I made a boil, and I also made a custom 212 airborne trooper. So I only thought it'd be fitting to make Cody, Commander Cody, and that's who we have here. There he is. This is again from the regular clone trooper, standard issued armor clone trooper from Andor. I just got all the pieces, so like the kit was these shoulder pads, this kind of rank pad right here, the helmet, and his jetpack that you can see right here. That was what came in the kit from Audi's Collectibles on eBay. So I got the Commander Cody kit and the 212 Airborne Trooper kit. So I would check those out if you're interested in making your own Commander Cody or 212 Airborne Trooper. So massive shout outs to him. I'll leave a link to his eBay store in the description of this video. But hey folks, so before the video starts, I wanted to let you know that I started a Patreon. There are 3 tiers for you to choose from. The first membership tier being the $3 general supporter tier. All of these proceeds will go towards making videos on my YouTube channel, upkeep of my website, and action figure customs, along with a shout out page at the end of each of my YouTube videos. The second tier is the $5 cosplay fan supporter membership, where you'll have a separate shout out page at the end of each video, access to the gallery of all my cosplay pictures as soon as they're edited and uploaded, voting polls, sneak peeks, help with cosplay builds that I've made in the past, and behind the scene videos. The third and final tier is a $10 Master Supporter tier, where you'll have early access to MasterLab YouTube videos, voting polls, sneak peeks, behind the scenes, a separate shout out page at the end of each video, first in line to buy MasterLab projects as soon as they're made available to sell, and more. This is the ultimate MasterLab experience, with the opportunity to work alongside me on future MasterLab projects. If you were impressed by the AT-AT, just wait and see what we have planned next. So, join the MasterLab team, and I appreciate all of you. Now, on to the video. What I did with this figure was pretty simple. Again, it was just a regular white Andor's clone trooper. The first thing I did was paint the stomach or core armor and the belt light gray. Then after that, I also hit up the rank badge that he came with that same gray. And you have to do it all around too, back and front. Once I finished with that, I airbrushed the helmet all white, waited until it dried, then I mixed yellow and red to make kind of like a dark yellow or orangish color. So I went at it with that on the shoulder pads. It still has great articulation too, because I made sure that those shoulder pads were glued in an area of the shoulder pads where it wasn't going to, break or mess up its articulation. And for the most part, it doesn't. I glued it onto the tippy top of that rubbery kind of shoulder pad that came with the regular Andor Trooper. And if you have that figure, you know that it's kind of like a rubbery piece. It's really nice and flexible so that it doesn't get in the way of its articulation. So I just put a little dime sized, even smaller than that, just a little dot sized CA glue on the top of that, and then I attached this bigger shoulder piece onto there. So you just glue it right on top of the regular standard issue Armored's shoulder piece. And so that's when I started going into more detail, putting masking tape so I could get that those patterns and shapes right here on his leg. The jetpack was fairly easy too. I airbrushed that all white, same with the helmet, and just went at it little by little. Started with the orange. There's orange pieces. My source material was basically a Hot Toys Cody. Once I let the helmet dry up, I started doing the details on that. So the visor right here, the gray stripes on the top, and all the other little details on the mouth area and down here. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Once I got the main color scheme down, that's when I started to mess around with a Sharpie, and I grabbed the really thin Sharpie. So I have one right here, the ultra fine point, and kind of lightly just started making like the scratches and all that kind of stuff. Not too dark. I would be very careful, because if you press down on the figure to try to make like a scratch mark, it's going to come out really heavy and noticeable. You don't want that. You really don't want that. You want kind of soft, not very firm strokes on the action figure, and you want them quick so that it looks like an actual scratch mark. Now he has a very heavy scratch mark right here on the top, so that's why that one is more heavier or more darker than the rest of the scratch marks that I have on Cody. And that's because it's supposed to be like that. That's, you know, like I said, I was going off of source material, and you can notice that there's a big scratch mark on the left side of his chest armor piece, top left side of his chest armor piece. So yeah, how I got like these messy lines or scratched up deco patterns was that I covered it with tape. So I put one piece of tape here, one piece of tape there, and then one across, and I got my fine brush, I dipped it in the orange and kind of dabbled it on, so it kind of looks like it's almost chipping. That paint is kind of scratching off. That's how you get that effect. So if you ever want to replicate that or do something like that where the paint is coming off, you grab your masking tape and, you know, you cover up the pieces that you don't want to paint, and then you kind of just lightly dab on the paint on the armor pieces. That's gonna look like the paint is chipping, it's coming off, give it that worn look and bring it to life. So this guy is on the Andor body, has amazing articulation, really easy to pose. This is the definitive Cody, along with the airborne trooper. So these guys came out really good. The jetpack looks really nice. I CA glued that together. It's permanently attached now. You could kind of see the seam line, but it fits really well. I mean, there's only a little bit of room for something to seep in there. It's pretty tight. All the details are there. I noticed that in the source material that I had, he has like a copperish colored armband right there, along with some pouches and other stuff that was the same color. I colored that in, pretty much dry brushing it. I didn't use airbrush for that. I just grabbed my brush and just made that armband and colored that pouch right there, that one. So yeah, the rank badge that he has, if I could focus here, probably not gonna be able to focus. It had mostly blue little squares on it. If you could see that, they're really tiny squares, but then he has one orange one. So it's all there. I tried to be very precise in the paint apps, as accurate as I could be. Some of this stuff is really hard to do because, you know, it's small. It's very small. You're not working with like a 1/6 scale Hot Toys figure or even a Black Series 1/12 scale. So I tried my best. I did the best that I could do. I'm gonna pose him up with the rest of the 212th Battalion. So I think this is the last one. I'm not gonna make any more 212th Battalion members. The only other thing I think I'm gonna do is add the black brow line to these regular troopers, because mine came without the black brow line, and so it really should have, but that's besides the point. So one cool thing about this set, when you get it, the left pauldron of Cody has like this antenna. It's very thin, and when it comes to resin printing, the thinner things are, thinner and smaller things are, the more brittler they get. The cool thing is that this is made out of kind of like a rubbery material, so it's very flexible. You're not going to break it very easily. That's about it, you know. That's all we're gonna do with this Cody. So I'm gonna pose him up.